I just wanted to send this quick video introduction to BaseCamp, which is the project management tools that I use for all of my projects. This is where we're going to be able to centralize all of our communication for your project so that we don't lose things and email threads, and we can stay on track, stay organized, and have a really good web design experience from start to finish during your project. BaseCamp is awesome. I think you're going to love it. It's very, very, very user-friendly, and you'll see that it allows us to keep all communications in a very organized fashion. We can categorize things depending on what we're working on, and we can add to a list with certain deadlines to them. It has a nice calendar function. You're going to love it. It's going to help keep us organized. Now you'll be getting an email with an invitation link, which brings you to a similar screen, and start out, you just need to sign up your account. And you can do so by either using your Google account, which is an @Gmail, or if you want to use a different email address, you can put that in here. Set a password, and if you can, add your image for your profile picture. That'd be great, and then you can log in. Once you're logged in, you're going to be able to see all your projects that you're working on. More than likely, you're going to see just one project, but if we happen to be working on multiple projects, you'll see those here. So let's just dive into your web design project. This is kind of our hub for all of the communication for the project. Let me give you an overview of how this is going to work. So you, of course, see the correct title here, and you'll see here are a few different areas. And the main area that we're going to do a lot of the communication in is the message board. So you'll see a welcome message to BaseCamp. A lot of time I will just remind you what we need to get started. I'll give you a bullet list. This could be smaller or bigger depending on the project. Now, the way we use message board is great because we can categorize things. Let's say new message on the front page design website, add a title, then add your text here. Then you can add files as well. That can be text file, logos, image, things like that. More importantly, you can assign who you want to get those emails. You'll be able to select who gets the emails. So with BaseCamp, you can still use your email, and you'll see that this will come to your email. If you respond back via your email, it will pop up in the message board as well. So this is how we can really accurately and do really a good job of organizing content. So you can post messages as much as you want. This might be a newsletter sign up. We can add images, content, and the post. So go back and see newsletter right here. This is how we use message. Now you'll see the next section is to-do list. So initially we have a kind of 3 steps or 3-phase process right here in a to-do list. So if you're not familiar, if you haven't seen this yet, be sure to check out my Getting Started page, which will show you our main process, which is layout design, build and develop, and then edit and revise. So back in BaseCamp, you see those here, and generally once we get done with the layout and design, we'll send you a mock-up. We make sure you approve the design, and once we do all the initial revisions, we can check this off, and then we're on to building and developing. And you notice that you have a to-do list above here as well. And this is where I tell you exactly what we need for the project. And again, this list may be smaller or may be larger depending on the project. So we just need a logo, for example. Let's say you send that over, check that off. Let's say you add the title and page content and photos, then you can select those off. That's how you do managing a to-do list. You can add some as well if need be. You can assign these to a certain person on the project, and you can also date them. Now, if we go to calendar function in BaseCamp, you can see the dialog to-do pop up right here. You may see in the case of our to-do, you may see some of our section here on the calendar. We may want to get the initial layout design done by a certain date, and you may see that right here on the calendar to help keep us on track if there is a deadline that we're working with. So those are the main ways we're going to use BaseCamp. We're going to set up discussions, have a lot of good conversation in there that we can manage without getting lost, and then you're going to see to-do list. Now, I will say we can collect things like logos, images, and content. However, if you have a lot of images or a lot of big media files like video files, it's often better to use Google Drive. In that case, I'll send you a link to Google Drive. It may look something like this. You may have full access to a folder where you can drag all your content in here, images, logos, etc. So again, sometimes we can use web BaseCamp. I'll let you know if you can post your stuff to BaseCamp. A lot of time, there's a lot of content we want to use Google Drive because it's more efficient and faster loading. This is an overview of BaseCamp and how we're going to use it. Hopefully, this helps you get more familiar with it and get you excited to use it as we dive into your project. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, feel free to log in. Start poking around, having some fun, and we'll get started on your project.